If you've been hearing a lot about Ovasitol for PCOS, but still aren't quite sure if it's right for you, then this video is going to be perfect for you because today we're going to be breaking down the top 10 questions that I get asked as a PCOS dietitian and certified personal trainer about Ovasitol for PCOS in just under 10 minutes, or at least we'll try. If you're new, hello and welcome. My name is Katie. I'm a registered dietitian and certified personal trainer, and I specialize in PCOS, insulin resistance, and balancing your blood sugar. So if that's a topic that interests you, check out some of my other videos on the channel and see if you're interested in subscribing for more videos every single week. We do everything from tutorials, reviews, coffee chats, and how-to knowledge-based videos to workout videos for PCOS specifically. So if that's something that you are interested in, then definitely consider subscribing. So today, as promised, we're talking about the ever popular Ovasitol. What is it and what are some of the top 10 questions that I get asked as a dietitian nutritionist about the supplement itself? The first and number one question that I get asked about Ovasitol is what exactly is it and how does it work? So Ovasitol is a combination of Myo-inositol and D-chiro-inositol in a 40:1 ratio. And if you're like me and you're always like, but what is that? Tell me more about that. You're kind of like a toddler and you're like, why? I got you. The inositols are in the sugar alcohol family. The OL at the end gives that away. Anything with OL as the suffix usually means that it's a sugar alcohol, and they are a relative of the B vitamin family. So it's a natural compound that's found in your body and also in certain foods like nuts and fruits specifically, that your body needs to do everything from making insulin do its thing to a lot of different functions in the body. But in particular, it's important for women with PCOS because women with PCOS are usually low in this compound. We're not really sure why, but it just so happens that a large majority of women with PCOS are low in myo-inositol. Myo-inositol helps regulate hormones like glucose and follicle stimulating hormone that help keep our cycles regular to help your body ovulate regularly. This thus helps improve things like cravings, fatigue caused by wonky blood sugar, and also helps your body to be able to conceive more easily when you're ovulating regularly. Again, something very important for PCOS because fertility and glucose regulation are two really important parts of managing PCOS. It's also been shown to help with egg quality once you actually do conceive, so that is an added bonus there too. Question number two is how much do I take and when do I take it? So on the back of the bottle, it says 1 level scoop is a serving, which is 2,000 milligrams and 50 milligrams of the D-chiro. It's in this ratio in particular because that is the ratio that has been studied for women with PCOS to help improve the things that we talked about in question one. So while it says 1 leveled scoop is 1 serving for this one, typically the numbers that I've seen in studies is anywhere from 2,000 of the myo-inositol to 4,000 a day. And then subsequently the D-chiro-inositol 50 to 100 a day. But it has to be in proportion with the myo-inositol to get the most bang for your buck. It's also recommended to spread out your intake of it. So 1 scoop in the morning with breakfast and 1 scoop later in the day, usually with something like dinner. And the reason that you want to spread them out like that is because it helps with insulin sensitivity. So if you're having it all at once, then it can kind of like help your body too much first thing in the morning, and then it kind of doesn't have that effect last all day long throughout, bedtime and dinner time and snack time after dinner time. It doesn't spread out the effects quite as well as if you were to have a little bit in the morning, 1 scoop, and then have it work its magic all day long, then have your scoop in the evening and it works its magic, helping support blood glucose regulation at dinner and afterwards and while you sleep. It just helps cover your bases all day long. It also helps to minimize stomach discomfort because Ovasitol or Myo-inositol is in the sugar alcohol family, so it means that it can cause GI issues for some, so you want to spread it out for that reason as well. Question number 3 that I commonly get asked is, why is Ovasitol good for PCOS? Again, we kind of covered it in the first one. Sorry, I went a little bit over on question number 1, but Ovasitol is good for PCOS because it helps support insulin resistance and it helps with follicle stimulating hormone, which helps regulate your menstrual cycle, helping you conceive. If you're trying to conceive, even if you never want to conceive, you want to regulate your menstrual cycle to make sure that your hormones are in the right levels. So it's positive even if you don't want to ever have kids ever in your life. And when you regulate your hormones and insulin levels, it can help with the other symptoms that come with PCOS, like excess facial hair, acne, and things that are associated with high testosterone, which most women with PCOS have. Not all, but a lot have high androgen levels. Question number 4, does Ovasitol have any side effects? Really, one of the main reasons why I recommend Ovasitol like above most PCOS supplements, it's the first thing that I recommend, is because it really doesn't have a whole lot of side effects. There are some people who experience GI discomfort with the Ovasitol. I almost said with the PCOS, with Ovasitol. But again, I think that the pros certainly outweigh the cons, and the pros outweigh the cons too with something like Metformin. So a lot of people take both Ovasitol and Metformin together, but I always recommend trying Ovasitol first, seeing if it helps your blood sugar and seeing if it has an effect on your stomach, and then always keep in contact with your doctor on whether or not Metformin is a good option to combine with the Ovasitol or not. Obviously, I'm not a doctor, so it's not my call whether or not you do prescription medication. That's totally okay. I think that's something that's a positive as well, or can be a positive for many people. But you know, a lot of people want to start with the more natural side of things, or food and supplement and lifestyle changes, before they resort to medications, especially ones that can really, really mess with your GI tract. Because if you've ever been on Metformin, then you are going to know that there are some GI side effects that come with that as well. So all of that to say, the main side effect of Ovasitol is GI discomfort and diarrhea or stomach cramping. If you experience that, just start with 1/4 of a scoop or 1/2 a scoop instead of a full one, morning and night, and work your way up over about 4, 6, 8 weeks. See how that works, and hopefully that helps spread it out. And then sometimes, like too, I recommend putting it in just a bottle of water that you can drink over the morning versus just really quickly. That sometimes can help too. Question number 5, is there any other brand options other than Ovasitol that are a Myo and Decairo combo, the 40-to-1 ratio, that you recommend? And yes, sometimes for one reason or another, I'm sorry, my cat is like being really lovey-dovey because we just got back from vacation. So she's just like up my butt all day long. Sometimes for one reason or another, you want to try a different brand. There are some different brands. I think Wholesome Story is another one that I've heard is good. And, but typically I just recommend Ovasitol because they are by a brand called Theralogics that is very high quality, and third-party tests all their supplements, and they kind of specialize and focus in fertility supplements. And so I've just had really good luck with using it and recommending it to my clients and patients and stuff like that. So I have never had a reason to recommend other ones, except for people who don't prefer the powder. Then I recommend Wholesome Story or something like that that is also GMP certified, that's in pill form. That would be the only reason that I would recommend something different. My top supplement companies really for anything women's health are Theralogics, which is the Ovasitol brand, and Parallel. Parallel is a really good one if you want some good multivitamin packs. They're my top pick. And as you can probably see from my shirt, Needed is another really good high quality fertility and pregnancy focused company that has good supplements. They have different ones like collagen and things like powdered prenatals for those who can't have pills. So there's different reasons why I would pick different companies, but those are my top ones for sure. The last thing that I'll say with that is just look for something that's GMP certified or that has solid evidence that they are third-party tested. Don't just get whatever because it's cheapest, because cheapest doesn't usually mean a positive thing. Not that you have to break the bank, but you want to make sure that it's quality tested because supplements don't necessarily have to be regulated by the FDA or third-party tested before they go on the market. So sometimes you can get some pretty sketchy supplements, right, Maya? Question number 6 that I get asked all the time about Ovasitol is how long does it take to work, or how long can I expect to see results from the supplement? So better blood sugar or less cravings, better menstrual cycles, more regulated menstrual cycles, stuff like that. I would say for certain symptoms, you can see results right away, or at least in the first couple of weeks. Like for cravings and energy levels, when I started taking Ovasitol, I saw results really quickly in the first couple of weeks. Now, if you are regulating your menstrual cycle, that obviously does not happen overnight. So that's something that could take upwards of 2, 3, 4 to 6 months, or sometimes you have to apply more supplements or more lifestyle changes to see that happen. It's not just the Ovasitol that changes that. So results can really vary, but on average, what I would say is I've seen a lot of women see results in about 3-ish plus months. I wish I could guarantee for sure, but of course, everything varies from person to person. And hey, if you're enjoying this video and you have PCOS as well, make sure to check out my resources below. I have a PCOS supplement guide that I think you'll love, and it'll put you on my wait list for my PCOS Confidence Academy program that is coming out very, very soon. If you get on that wait list as soon as possible, you'll be in the early access group to the lowest possible price. So I highly recommend downloading my PCOS supplement guide so you can get on the list. I also have all the supplements that I recommend. I have affiliate codes and discount codes for most of them, so you can check those out. I have one for Ovasitol, DBNUT on Theralogic's website, and then I also have ones for the other supplements that I recommended too. So check those out if you want to get a little discount on some of my favorite things. Question number 7 about Ovasitol is, can I use it while I'm pregnant or trying to conceive? So if you're trying to conceive, I highly recommend using it because it will help you to regulate your menstrual cycle to get to the point of pregnancy. But if you are pregnant or breastfeeding, just like with anything else, I highly recommend asking your doctor and just getting the supplement approved, making sure they're okay with it. Again, choose something that is high quality and GMP certified, like the Ovasitol brand. Don't just pick any brand, especially if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. Right now, you can't see, but right now I am currently very pregnant. So I am still taking my Ovasitol, and I was also taking it while I was breastfeeding and while I was pregnant with Leo, which is my first, and I didn't have any issues, but I think that's something to make sure you check in with your doctor with. I don't think that they have any studies on women with PCOS who are breastfeeding that have taken the supplement. So all that to say, not that it's bad, it's just that there's not much studies on it. So take that for what you will. You can proceed with caution and just do what's best for you. It can be supportive of helping regulate or prevent gestational diabetes during pregnancy. So that's a positive of continuing to take it during pregnancy, even if you don't care if your cycles are regular, obviously during pregnancy. Question number 8, does Ovasitol help with weight loss? Yes, in an indirect way is my short answer to that. So if you're helping to manage your insulin resistance, which we said Ovasitol does do, then you are helping your body to be better at being able to either maintain your weight if you're at a healthy weight or to lose pounds if you're in a calorie deficit. What happens when you're insulin resistant is that your body really has a hard time with losing weight because it is secreting so much excess insulin that it's almost blocking the ability to lose that belly fat. So we want to make sure that we're regulating our insulin levels to help our body have an easier time with weight loss. So I think indirectly, yes, Ovasitol helps with weight loss, but it's not like directly burning fat for you. You still have to have a calorie deficit and eat a healthy lifestyle, exercise, and support your body with insulin resistance and sensitivity in other ways. But the supplement does help. Question number 9 that I get asked about Ovasitol is, can men take Ovasitol? We talk all about the periods and regulating menstrual cycles, but like, is it just totally a women's health supplement, or can men take it too? The short answer is yes, men can take Ovasitol too. It's not going to turn you into a lady or give you a menstrual cycle if you have Ovasitol. It is perfectly safe for men. Less extensive research has been done with men taking Ovasitol, but it can still help support insulin sensitivity. So if you have pre-diabetes or diabetes, that could be a case where a man might want to take Ovasitol or Myo-inositol in a different form. I think one study that I came across did say something about helping improve sperm quality as well. So it seems to help support the sex hormones both ways for men and for women. And question number 10, the last question that we have to cover today, which I definitely went over time, but that's okay. The question that I get asked quite a bit is, can I take Ovasitol with Metformin, or what's the kind of comparative analysis between the two things? So from the studies that I've seen, in terms of the benefits, they both have very similar benefits in that they help regulate insulin sensitivity in a similar manner and at similar levels. So that was really impressive that they do similar things for your blood sugar, because that's kind of the whole point of taking Metformin. But Metformin can also help with your menstrual cycle too. And in some studies, I saw that it helped regulate other hormone markers that Ovasitol did not. In those exact markers, maybe I'll put on the screen here because I didn't write those in my notes, but I do recall seeing a study that said that it affected other things, I think like estradiol and different hormone markers that can relate to PCOS management too. And to answer question number 2, you can use them simultaneously. You just want to make sure that you're really being cognizant of your blood sugar and making sure that you're not feeling those symptoms of hypoglycemia, which some can experience if you're taking glucose lowering medications and supplements in unison. You just want to be aware that that's a possibility that hypoglycemia can happen. So always bring a snack, make sure that you're having carbs regularly at meals and snacks every 3 to 4 hours. That should help prevent you from hypoglycemia. But if you are experiencing that from taking the supplement with your medication, definitely talk to your doctor. They might tweak your medication or tell you to go off the supplement or anything like that. So just make sure you're being aware and reflective of how the supplements and medications work and make your body feel, and keep in contact with your doctor about it. All right, so I hope this video helped answer some of your questions that you might have had about Ovasitol. If there's anything that I didn't cover, then let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to follow up and answer maybe more in a part 2, or answer some in a YouTube short or something like that if it's just a quick question. So always feel free to ask me, and let me know, have you been using Ovasitol already? Is it something that you've used for a while, and how long have you been using it, and what's your favorite thing about it? What's it done to help your symptoms so far? Or maybe if it hasn't, let us know too. You can click or tap the screen right here to head on over to the next video if you want to continue hanging out with me today, and thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.